Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are reviewing Druid cards today. So, how is Druid gonna break Hearthstone like Druid loves to do? Maybe cheat some mana. And yes, we have a Druid Legendary that can cheat a lot of mana. We also have a 5-star spell, another 5-star card. We're going crazy here. Some pretty good stuff here. If you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders and 3 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below. The one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all their cards are revealed, I wanted another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go baroque. And we're gonna start off with the legendary because it probably makes the other cards look a lot better. In Krona, the Keeper of Eons, a 6 mana 4/7 minion. That's like old Archmage stats. Yeah, I'm going that boomer on everybody. This has taunt and battle cry. You set the costs of the bottom 5 cards of your deck to 1. So that's pretty good if you're hitting some pretty expensive stuff, but then you need to draw it. By the way, we're gonna look at other cards that can draw cards from the bottom of your deck and things like that. So keep that in mind. We also have that 2 mana epic, right? That can reorder your deck. So you could play Krona and reorder your deck and all that stuff will be at the top. So that card just got a lot better. Why is it just not a Druid card? I don't know. Regardless, yeah, that's a pretty powerful effect. This is a taunt, so you're not effectively just doing a 6 mana do nothing like a lot of these cards can be, like an Aviana's 5 mana do nothing. It's still a taunt, so it's defending you while you can set something up. And that much mana cheat, and especially you might be able to manipulate things, can be a very powerful effect. You know me and mass mana cheat, not a huge fan, but this is about rating cards on how good and powerful they can be. And this style of effect, yeah, it can be really strong. Like you get an Alonius at the bottom of your deck for 1 mana, for example. That can be absolutely absurd. Or the Cenarius card, right? All of a sudden, a lot of cards that might not seem so great could become playable. It's just a matter of, can we get them at the bottom of their deck? And there are ways of doing that, possibly. And in Wild, particularly the dredge mechanic, my goodness, there's a lot of ways to possibly manipulate or just see what's in the bottom of your deck there, or Finley, right? So in standard, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. The possibility of, again, mass mana cheat, I'm never going to, scoff at. It's just not going to happen. And so many times it breaks the game. And we just had low the last expansion that got nerfed almost immediately. So now we have another kind of card, but at least it's not like an aura effect. It's just hitting, 5 cards, which is quite a lot, right? And in Wild, I'll give it a 3 because of dredge, because of effects like that. And that could enable maybe a combo for the Marks of the world or the competitive players of the world. Sorry, Mark, your decks are not exactly crushing it at high legend. So yeah, I'll give it a 3. This is absolutely a playable card, and it's got some pretty good stuff to work with, including a really bonkers nature spell. So I guess imbue Druid support. Waveshaping, a 1 mana, like I said, nature spell. You discover a card from your deck. So basically tracking, right? Plus, the others get put on the bottom. So you get one of those big cards I'm talking about. You don't pick it to draw it. You pick maybe a cheap option, the others to go to the bottom. You can play that legendary, discount everything, or you could specifically get things at the bottom and then reverse the order of your deck. But still, at the end of the day, it's 1 mana, draw a card from your deck, and a specific card at that, which is just really good. That's good on its own, and it's got potential upside or downside. You could argue like, oh no, I put that at the bottom of my deck, I have no way to get that. But I feel like this card, you don't even need to be playing a deck that really wants to get specific cards at the bottom of your deck. That can just be an additional upside. We know just 1 mana, draw a card, really good, especially discover. Yeah, it's a 5-star card. This can see play in a multitude of Druid decks. Like it's just not much reason. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Aquatic Form in that it'll just slot in a lot of decks. Not quite that level. That card's like 6 or 7 stars or whatever. That card is just bonkers, right? That card's gonna see play forever in Wild at least. But yeah, to me, this is a 5-star card in standard. And in Wild, I guess where it has to coexist with things like Aquatic Form, it's still probably a 5. Like you want more draw. It's cheap draw. It's discover. That's all really good. And you could play this in a multitude of decks in Wild too. So yeah, 5 stars across the board. Cheap card draw is just always really good. And it's got the nature thing on it too, which is just, again, another really strong thing for it. So really good Druid card. We have Contingency, a 3 mana spell. No spell school on this, where you draw the bottom 2 cards from your deck. So it's Arcane Intellect, basically, right? And with potential upside. God, I think Intellect's been power crept more than any other card ever at this point. It's insane. But yeah, with these synergies of making your cards at the bottom of your deck cost 1, you could play your Legendary, play Contingency, draw those, or you're just playing 3 mana, draw 2, which in today's game is actually not good enough anymore. It really isn't. So at the end of the day, you almost kind of need this to actually be synergistic to get those cards from the bottom of your deck. Otherwise, it's just Intellect, and I don't know. Yeah, is that good enough in Druid these days? It hasn't been good enough in Mage forever, and there's a lot of other draw options. I don't know, but with that Legendary going on and the way you can reorder stuff, apparently in Druid, it's certainly a valid pick to put in your deck. I just don't put it at the level of the other cards we looked at. So for Standard, I'll give it a 3. In Wild, I'll give it a 2. Although it could be a 3 because you got Dredge there, right? And that could help. Although Dredge puts it at the top of your deck, but you have an idea of what's at the bottom, right? That helps out, but I'll go with a 2 out of 5. I feel like it's actually too expensive for the Wild format, 3 mana draw 2, even if it's a bit more specific, but you never know. It might pop up in Wild. It is card draw, and that's something that's always valuable. And then lastly, probably the worst of the cards here, we have the Kaldorei Cultivator, 4 mana, 3/4 minion, so Spider Tank. Battle Cry, you discover 2 beasts, so they're either Druid beasts or neutral beasts. Put them on the bottom of your deck with +5/+5. So that's like a really big stat boost, but then you got to draw them. You could set them to 1 mana, right? But I feel like you're going to have better things to do than just discover some beasts and give them a stat buff. Like, I just don't really see it. And yeah, you got a 3 mana 3/4, but that's nothing crazy in today's game. That's really not that good. It doesn't do anything other than get the beast, but it works with the mechanic. It kind of all goes together, but I'd be very surprised if this is like a meta card that's going to see some type of significant play in Standard, and definitely not in Wild, where the beast pool is just gigumongous. It's never going to happen in Wild, but in Standard, I'm going to give it a 1 in Standard and Wild. I just don't see this being a constructed ladder card in either format. I know it's premium stats with upside, and it also, I guess it helps you with the fatigue game, right? That doesn't matter anymore. As long as Kill Jaded and all these crazy shuffle in effects, like who cares about 2 extra beasts at the bottom of your deck for fatigue? I don't see it, so yeah, I'll give it a 1 out of 5 in Standard, a 1 out of 5 in Wild, but overall, these are some pretty crazy cards, and we're just getting started on Druid. We're gonna have another review in just a couple of hours. It's only 1 card, but you're gonna want to check it out. It's kind of fabled, if you know what I mean. Well, that was a pretty obvious hint. And then we'll have one more Druid reveal way later tonight. I think the Bread and Butter podcast is revealing a bunch of cards. So late tonight, there'll be another review. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.